what brought me to Dr. Rusted was that I had a major pot belly that I didn't like. I had tried lots of exercising and doing the things that normally you get rid of a large tummy with, and they weren't working. I'd done some dieting, I'd done exercising, and had heard about liposuction and thought it was something that I would like to investigate. So I first visited Dr. Rusted last July, I believe it was, and he explained the whole process and decided that that was what I wanted to do, and came back last October and had the procedure done.
The expectations of the procedure were quite like what I expected, because I received some real good information before I had it done, and I did some extra reading on my own just so that I'd know how it would, what I was going to be expecting and so forth. So I felt that everything that was explained to me was pretty much what had come about during the procedure and after.
Everything that went on, I was very well informed of. Nothing was a real surprise to me when I was actually having it done. There was an odd sensation of knowing something was being done to you, and not feeling but feeling at the same time. I mean, you know that it's being done, and you know something's going on. There's kind of odd noises going on.
Prior to the surgery, some pre-op things I might have been worried about a little bit were, what is this going to do to me? I have never really had any surgeries, so I didn't know what to expect. And so I did some reading up on what was going to happen during the procedure as much as I possibly could. It was actually much different than what I expected. It was much more relaxed when I was having it done. Really no anxiety feeling during the procedure.
Before surgery took place and they were actually doing the numbing, that was no worse than having Novocaine when you're going to the dentist.
My surgery was on a Friday, and I went back to work on Monday and did encounter a little bit of pain, discomfort, but nothing that I couldn't adjust to with some extra strength Tylenol or something on that order.
The recuperation time was, I thought, very rapid. The first evening I was uncomfortable. Going home was not the most pleasant evening I've ever spent by any means, but it was not awful either. It was, go home, put ice packs on. I sat around, got waited on. My whole family waited on me. They were wonderful. And I would say for maybe 3 days, there was discomfort, basically in getting up and laying down. The first night, of course, was, not comfortable laying down. I have a waterbed, and I have to say that a waterbed is not a good thing to sleep in after you've had liposuction, especially on your stomach, because it's hard to get out of. So I ended up sleeping in another bed that had a firmer mattress that I could get up and down. And I'd say that went on for like 3 days, where there was discomfort in getting up and down. And in a week, I was washing windows and climbing a ladder and doing some raking and that sort of thing. I was cautious about it, but if I felt any twinge at all, I'd stop. And so I thought the recuperation was very quick.
The soreness, probably for the first 4 weeks, I was very slow walking. I'm an active person, so I would have liked to have just started running after the first week of having the surgery done, but I knew that I had to take it very slowly. And so about the first 4 weeks, I felt that I had to get up very slowly when I was sitting, walking a little bit slower than I would have liked to, but that came along. After about 5 weeks, I felt that the swelling was going down considerably, and it felt that every week as I progressed, it felt better and better and better, and could do a little bit more as far as walking and exercise.
For a good 3 weeks, I felt kind of on the puffy side. After that, it felt very good. I know why you wear the support, and I wore that, for at least 4 months afterwards. I would wear it during the day. For the first 6 weeks at least, at night also, I'd wear it like 24 hours a day, just took it off to shower. And that was very comforting. I mean, that was a comfortable feeling to have that on.
I had no unexpected complications.
I noticed improvement, as soon as the bandages came off. I mean, I realized that it was better than what it had been before. I suppose the first time I put on a pantsuit that I didn't feel like I had a bulge in the front was maybe 2 weeks later, and I just thought it was absolutely marvelous to not have to be holding in my stomach so hard all the time.
After the 4, 5, 6 weeks, my clothing from my hip area and my waist, I could take them and shake them. I felt a lot of room in there. It felt really good to do that, and in fact I was mentioning that I kept this surgery very silent from my 15-year-old daughter, and she didn't even suspect anything had happened. And one day I tried on a pair of her size 6 shorts, and she was like, "Mom, you're not supposed to be wearing those things." So it felt great to be able to say that I definitely noticed a difference in the way that my current clothing was feeling. And then I also felt a difference in trying on different things and going, wow, I can get into an 8, I can get into a 6, and it felt real good. Prior to this, I was wearing between a 10 and a 12. So 10, 11, 12 in a pant. I tend to buy things a little bit bigger because I had a good hangover in my stomach area. So I felt that I always had to buy things a little bit bigger to accommodate that because I didn't like the bloating look when you'd sit down.
The staff, when I came for my preliminary and when I came for the day of the surgery, I have to give them all A+ grades because they were very, very helpful, very informative. Then during the surgery, they were just very considerate, very mindful of everything that I was going through. The one gal even held my hand at times.
The staff, you know, Dr. Rustad and Susan and Kari were great. I mean, I felt so good being able to call and say, is this normal? Does this, you know, is this the way things should be going for me? And that sort of thing, and really made me feel good. I get phone calls at home and say, how are you doing? And I felt really good about the bedside manner that I received.
My overall feeling is I'd do it again in a minute. I just, I came in not for self-esteem by any means, more of a self-image type thing. I was not comfortable with the way I looked. It bothered me very much. I'm not a really heavy person, and so this stomach just was very obvious on me. And like I said, the more I tried, the less it went away. And so I was very, very pleased all the way around.
The results are more than what I expected. I love being able to sit back and look down and see my stomach feeling and looking really flat, my hips feeling really good. So I really feel that I got the results that I was looking for, and real pleased with it.
The changes that I've noticed after having the liposuction procedure done are I have a tendency to wear things tucked in more often now. I feel very confident in my clothes. I will buy things that maybe I wouldn't have bought before because I felt like it accentuated my stomach. Real often before I wore things that hung out on the outside, or jackets or things that would cover it up. And now I feel a bathing suit, I guess, is the most fun to put on. I went on a cruise this winter, and it was just wonderful to be able to walk around the pool and just know that my gut wasn't hanging out. That was the best.
Liposuction is a rewarding procedure for us to perform because of the pleasure it brings our patients. Hopefully we can do the same for you.